Hello there, and welcome to World of Tanks at Ungainly's Titan. We're here on Severogorsk. We're on the southern spawn. I'm on the T-67, the Tier 5 American tank destroyer. However, it's pretty much a Tier 5 battle. There are a few Tier 6 machines in it, and it's not so much an exciting battle, but some interesting things happen on it, which I think might be amusing to share. Now, initially I go for my perch up here on this ridge. Gives you a good overview of the southern edge of the map, and generally on this map the northern spawning tanks, a certain amount of them, will head south. They'll head south along the eastern road, which is one of the two corridors in this map, the eastern road and the western road, and then you have the centre of the map, which is a fairly open area with a lot of buildings, lots of opportunities for flanking fire and stuff like that. So people tend to go down the roads because they don't get flanked as much, or there are less opportunities to flank them. Coming down the eastern road, you generally get to the exits before the tanks on the southern spawn will reach it, so there's usually an opportunity for the tanks back here around my position, or back in the map, to be able to give covering fire to the tanks that push forward when they spot these tanks exiting. However, so far only one tank has exited from that area. He's just lit up there again over the edge of the map. You saw a glimpse of him earlier on, and a couple of tanks that come through the middle. So I'm beginning to wonder about my choices, and am I doing anything effective here? And I've managed to get a kill shot, but it was really kill stealing. There was very little hit points left in that tank. Our team have come through I've gone up to the northern end of the western road, and they're engaged in the usual corner fight up there. So while I've been sitting here dithering about what to do, and I spent some more time at it, because now I have the problem: do I join the fight in the town? There seems to be a fight developing in the town. There's not a lot happening at the western road at the moment, and the guys going up the eastern side of the map have a free run. So I'm going to speed up the video to cover the period of my indecision. I was sitting around here wondering what to do, and eventually I decided to actually go back and defend the base, because it suddenly occurred to me that the enemy are catching up on the number of tanks, and the western road's starting to look vulnerable. There seems to be more enemy tanks than there are allied tanks, so I go back to the base and I await their arrival. I don't actually have long to wait. There was 2 heavy tanks and a tank destroyer on that road. Now there's just 1 heavy tank, and he's going to be overrun. And it would be really helpful if that tank destroyer actually came back towards me rather than driving forward. He's not going to save the heavy, but if he comes back towards me where I can see him, I might have a chance of shooting the tanks that are shooting him. There's no point in me trying to go up there and assist him, because I won't get up there in time. At this point, the enemy have managed to pull the situation back. There's actually only a difference of 2 tanks. We're only 2 tanks up from about 6 tanks, I think, at one point. So 3 tanks are coming into the cap circle. I'm taking fire, and I can't really hang around, but I can get the opportunity to shoot the Churchill, because that tank destroyer up in the heights behind me is completely in the open, so everyone's got his gun pointing at him, and while they're not shooting at me, I got to take advantage of the situation to try and finish off that Churchill, which I managed to do. So I'm going to risk one more peek up to hit the M4, which I think is doable, but I don't want to try it again, because I really don't want to get hit by the OI. And I don't want to hang around here, because if they realise that I'm here on my own, it's a very simple matter, just run me down, and in a close quarter fight I won't be able to beat either the OI or the M4. Now I've lost the spot, so I'm going to reacquire the targets before the cap goes too far. There's still only 1 tank in the cap, so that means one of them went after me. So it's the OI in the cap circle, the OI experimental. We put a round into him. We've reset the cap, taken the pressure off a little bit. I don't want to come up in the same spot again, because again he might have the gun pointing at me. As I come around though, and while I'm wondering what to do, the OI experimental takes a shot at the heavy tank that's coming down. That BDR G1B has come back to assist me, and I'm very grateful for his assistance, but I don't want to hang around here having got rid of the OI experimental and wait for the M4 to catch me. Again, I wouldn't do well in a close quarter fight with a medium tank. And the BDR G1B is a pretty slow tank, so I'll be waiting for it, and I could be dead by the time he arrives. So I want to disappear again. I want to get off the spotted, get back into a position where I can support the BDR G1B. So I'm going to come up here by this tower, or at least that's the plan. Almost didn't make it. Well, actually didn't really make it, but we get up on the second try. Now the BDR G1B has gotten into a position where I can't directly support him, so I'm trying to encourage him to actually fall back so that I can shoot at anything that is shooting at him. However, the M4 has actually decided to go into the cap circle and has gone and hide behind the OI experimental, which makes things very easy. He's too far away to spot me, and I can spot him, or the BDR G1B is spotting him. Either way, we take him out. Now it's 2 versus 1. Now we have to take the fight to the enemy, and to the tank destroyer that was killing all of our team, although I didn't know it at the time. I'm going to speed this part up because nothing much happened on the drive up towards the northern end of the map, until I finally made contact with the enemy tank destroyer, which was a Churchill gun carriage. Now it's got a very formidable gun, really effective, very good armor penetration, lousy gun handling. And we've spotted it, and then things get weird. The big weakness of the Churchill gun carriage is that the casemate armor is actually very flat and actually not particularly effective. I've generally found it very easy to penetrate it with other tanks, or to when I was playing a Churchill, I found it's the really biggest problem with the tank. The combination of poor gun handling and that flat casemate makes it a bit of a nightmare to drive it. However, then my ISP joins in. I'm now out of control, lagged. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? That tank ballet was brought to you courtesy random packet loss due to my ISP's congested network. However, now I have a problem. I have no bloody idea where the Churchill gun carriage is. My buddy in the BDR G1B is dead. And for all I know, the Churchill's halfway to my own cap, or he could be lying around here, and if I leave these locations, I will be crossing open ground where I'll probably get spotted and I'll die. This is a bit of a problem. Well, he has form. He's stuck it around here all game, and he probably knows that I'm up here, and he's probably no idea what happens to me. Because he probably got engaged by the Churchill gun carriage, or the BDR. And I've managed to put a couple of rounds into him, and he hasn't spotted me. Sixth sense hasn't gone off. He knows roughly where I am, but he has not seen me. He was trying to wiggle the front of his tank there, and we managed to finish him off. So, that was exciting at the end there, wasn't it? So let's see, how do we do? 969 damage, not the best I've ever done, but it's respectable enough. Second class mastery. Came second by experience. Fired a lot of ammunition that didn't penetrate, probably due again to the jittery and laggy nature of the connection. If we look at the results screen for both teams, we see that the Churchill gun carriage did over 2,000 points of damage. He did more damage than anybody else. Significantly more than I did, and even more than his own teammates. And he got 5 kills. He was one short of a top Top Gun. So he's not very happy with me. Especially since I saw the amount of damage that I did. However, I suppose I won and that's it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll catch you again soon.